okay, in rape, you could understand that. Or in incest, there's the other one that comes up. Ugh, all these nasty ideas. Or rape and incest. Crap. Let's stop visualizing horrible, horrible things. In these extreme situations, you know, the support for abortion goes up. But what if, you know, what if it's just a woman who just doesn't want to have another child? What if she's like a rich woman, she's had 2 kids, and, you know, she just doesn't want anyone. She could afford the 3rd one, but she doesn't want to bother. She allowed to have abortion? Question. If she has the child, and then 2 weeks later she gets rid of it in a lethal manner, again, trying not to visualize horrible, horrible things, is that murder? Most of us consider it is. Well, then, 2 hours and 2 feet. What exactly changes on this line here? It's weird. It's very weird. And there's some other arguments. Someone was saying that there's like a spark of light that occurs at conception, and that's like God coming into, like, I have no idea what that's all about. Just meant I heard that somewhere, and I was like, I've no idea what you're talking about. I'll talk about conception as being the definition of life, beginning of human life, because, well, there's 2 separate cells beforehand, an egg cell and a sperm cell. And they each have half the required number of chromosomes. And they can't do nothing in terms of becoming a human without that other half. Sperm is no way turning into a full human all on its own. It just does not work. The sperm cell and the egg cell come together. Now we have all the pieces necessary for a human being, and then it becomes a human being. And it becomes a human being. This is the thing. Either it'll become like a full infant, or maybe it'll miscarriage. There's another thing. People say miscarriage is nature's way of having an abortion. I could just as easily say lightning bolts are nature's way of committing murder. Therefore, murder is good. Like, nah. I'm gonna say, you know, like, we might as well say that death is a good thing, because, well, people die in nature. Like, well, maybe bad things happen in nature sometimes, much as I love environment and all that. But either the thing will become an infant, or will have a miscarriage. One of the two, though. It won't, like, I could totally understand this if this zygote, this bunch of cells, might, like, do anything. Like, sometimes it becomes an infant, or sometimes it becomes like a spleen, or sometimes it becomes this thing that like helps to repair your kidneys, or sometimes it like migrates up, you know, the back of your thing, and then it like screws with your rib cage, and then like if it can have other bodily functions, and you don't know, is it going to be a human? Is it not? We don't know. We don't know. Well then, okay, I guess we'd have to define birth. At the point at which it's definitely a human thingy now, as opposed to anything else. But it's not the way it works. It gets to conception, and it starts on that path to becoming a human, and maybe it dies, but it was on that path to being a human, which we count as a human. People talk about, it's not a baby, it's a potential baby. Yeah, but an infant, or a toddler, is not an adult, just a potential adult. So, do we get to kill those? No, clearly not. I mean, technically, everyone in the world is a potential whatever they're going to be 1 second from now, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I killed a man, but that's okay, because he wasn't really a man right now. He's a potential for being a man right now, which now he's not a man, because I killed him 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. I have sympathy for the rape victims, okay? I wish the pro-lifers could say that once in a while. It would help to settle it. Just say the words, look, I have sympathy. Don't get angry about, some people like chanting baby killers or crap. Like, that's possibly not going to help making friends and all that. And do admit, you know, a woman has a right to choose. Clearly, but there's a child in the way. We don't want to kill it, you know. The woman goes through a lot of pain, physical, emotional, financial, whatever, in the pregnancy process. And pain is horrible, but if we do the abortion, then the child goes through death, it's an invisible death. You can't see it because it's hidden underneath these folds of skin inside the woman's body. But that's what happens. What do you think? It's got like a skull, and it's got arms, and it's got, you know... And soon enough it'll walk around and crap. You know... Partial birth abortion is an interesting one. Now, there's no real definition, it turns out, what counts as partial birth. But just imagine the idea of, like, halfway through labor or something. Then it gets... Like, imagine that. Like, where exactly is this dividing line again? You know? Like, I hate to do this. This is gross imagery, but okay, you know... Let's face facts. If the doctor has, like, a knife or something, and stabs this baby just before it comes out, is that cool? Eh? Or, like, you know, if it's halfway out, if it's, you know, what if it's out but it's still connected by the umbilical cord? What if it's... What if the umbilical cord is halfway severed? Do we... Holy crap, we don't know! We don't know where the dividing line is. This is why there's pro-life. As much like... we much prefer just going all the way back to conception. It's so much nicer. That's a little more discreet. Two cells, they were separate, now they're together, they make a zygote. And furthermore, it's way back when, before the tricky part where it starts to look human, and we start to wonder if maybe babies are being killed. There is another thing going on. Supposedly, abortion has helped to reduce crime. Because generally abortions are sought after by people in desperate situations. They're poor or something. And people in poverty, largely because they're poor and they need food, are more likely to turn to crime. And if that person isn't born in the first place, then he's less likely. Like, yeah, maybe. Like, I have to... Apparently there's good statistical evidence for this, but then a couple other guys that dispute it, and I need to find out exactly what's going on. But if it is true, couldn't we find some other way to get rid of crime? You know, we take that too far, we get into, like, eugenics or something. I once saw a flyer once, like, just lying on the floor, and it was like, you know, do you want America to be destroyed? If not, then vote to have all people under all people who make, you know, less than the poverty level be sterilized. I was like, ugh. Oh, poor people can have children too. What the heck? Particularly, you're going to judge someone based on how much money they make? What the heck, you know? There's better ways to judge people. Except they're less direct. You cannot look straight at someone and measure their morality, but anyway. Yeah. It's weird, guys. It seems to me that there's a human in there. What else is it? 2 hours and 2 feet. The labor process. Suddenly everything changes. How is that? How does that work? Eh? I will mention another thing, and I've seen this several times, and this is horrible. You'll get a pro-life politician, and some, generally pro-choicer, will get up and say, "Sir, what if it was your daughter who was raped? Would you force her to carry that baby to term?" And every time I've heard this question asked to the pro-life politician, the guy says, "Well, you know, I would have to talk with her and let her make her own decision." That's called being a hypocrite, sir. If you can't apply it to your own daughter, you can't apply it to anybody else.